guys, it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for all of your support. As you can see by the title today, this reading is all about their honest and unfiltered thoughts about you. We're also going to dive into their feelings, but I felt like that'd be a very long title, so we're just titling it Their Honest and Unfiltered Thoughts About You. But we're basically doing a deep dive into the person that you are thinking about. For some of you, there could maybe be nobody that you're thinking about, and you just want to know if somebody's thinking about you, even if you're not like thinking about them. That's totally okay too. You can definitely watch this reading whether you have somebody on your mind or if you just want to see if somebody is thinking about you, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I will give you the breakdown of the reading after you guys choose your groups. I just feel like it goes by much smoother that way, and then I don't have to repeat myself too much. But we also have 4 groups for you guys to choose from, so you can also watch more than one group. You can watch as many as you are drawn to, because maybe there's more than one person that you are asking about or that you are wondering about. So that's also totally okay. You can watch as many as you would like. I just saw 111, by the way, so for some of you there could be more than one person that's on your mind. So yeah, I have 4 groups, so there's 4 different tarot decks, there's 4 different crystals, and there are 4 different cards that came out when I shuffled. So you could be drawn to the crystal, you could be drawn to the back artwork, you could be drawn to the front artwork, or you could be drawn to the actual card that came out if you know what the cards are. So there are many ways for you to choose your group, but without me rambling some more, let me go ahead and show you all of your options up close one by one. Group 1, this is a Lightseers Tarot deck. This is what the back looks like. Your crystal is this smoky quartz, and your random card is the 10 of Cups. Group 2, this is the Neoteric Feminine Tarot deck. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this, what was this called? Oh, white jade. Okay, let's do that again. Group 2, this is the Neoteric Feminine Tarot deck. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is a white jade. Your random card is the 2 of Cups. Group 3, this is the Ostara Tarot deck. This is what the back looks like. Your crystal is this fluorite chunk. And your card is the 3 of Swords. Group 4, this is the Cat Tarot. This is what the back looks like. And your crystal is this amethyst chunk. And your random card is the Queen of Wands. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. I apologize for this glare, but take all the time you need to pick a group. I'm going to go ahead and get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose this 10 of Cups with the Lightseers Tarot and this smoky quartz cluster, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. I am going to set your card, or not your card, your crystal down just somewhere that I have some space. Okay, we'll set her there. So yeah, if you guys chose this group, this is your reading. Let's break down the reading today. So this is all about their honest / unfiltered thoughts about you. We're going to start off with an energy check first, so that way we can see who is this person that's coming through today. And the energy check can also be your way of knowing if this is your group. So if the person that we start talking about doesn't really sound like your person that you're thinking of, or sound like anybody that you know, and if you really feel like this is just not your person, not your group, then definitely check out a different group. And then we're gonna go ahead and see what is the nature of their thoughts towards you. So we're gonna see, like, are they emotional thoughts, are they physical thoughts, are they spiritual thoughts? We're gonna see really what's going on with what they're thinking about towards you. Then we're gonna see what do they show you versus what do they actually feel. So that can be a good contrast to see, is your perception accurate of what this person is presenting to you. And then we'll go ahead and see, why do they feel this way about you? And then we'll also see when do they think of you / what reminds them of you. So, you know, we'll dive a little bit into that. I feel like that could go so many different ways. And then we'll also see, is there anything that they want to say to you? So we have a good reading here where we're going to talk about a lot of different things. So hopefully it'll give you a good idea of like what's going on and who this person is and all about this situation. So let's go ahead and get started. For some of you, it's possible you're in a relationship with this person, or you want to be in a relationship with them or something like that, because you know, this just looks like a very happy image. The 10 of Cups does talk about like happily ever after. So long-term commitment, long-term relationships, marriage, if that's something you're into, potentially kids, because there are always kids. Well, not always, but most of the times there's kids in the 10 of Cups in the image. Yeah, and this rainbow does make me think of like being part of the LGBTQ plus community. So that could be a message for some of you. Doesn't have to be for everybody. But yeah, I love this image. I think it's like so sweet. It's so cute and so warming and like comforting. So I love it. So let's move this over. One thing you'll learn about me is I'm like really OCD. So like when things don't really line up, it drives me crazy. So we're going to start off with an energy check. So these cards here is going to show us like who is coming through for this group. And like I said, this is your way of knowing if this is the reading you want to listen to. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, that is like already bothering me. Okay. So let's see who's coming in for group number 1. We have the Ace of Pentacles with abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career or financial opportunity, new venture, prosperity. We have the sign of the Earth, and then it says pioneering, leading, alpha, dominance, ambitious, and originality. We also have the keyword yes. So if there's anything that you were thinking about that could be for some of you, it could be saying yes. We have Mars. Oh, the turtle and coriander with satisfaction. And then we have 10, 20, 30, 31 as the number for this card. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles with the number 67. So we have a lot of Earth. We have the Pentacles here, the Ace of Pentacles, so this is Earth sign. Then we have the 4 of Pentacles, which is also Earth. So we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming out very strongly here. And with the 4 of Pentacles, this is specifically Capricorn, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is Capricorn energy. And even this turtle with satisfaction is making me think of Earth signs, just because the turtle is like eating the leaves here, or they're eating the coriander or whatever. So that's definitely making me think of Earth signs. I really like this energy right away. I feel like this is a very ambitious person. This is somebody that works very hard for what they have. It's possible they weren't handed life on a silver platter. It's possible they started off with maybe nothing and really had to work their way up to accomplish what they have right now. And I think this person is either like on the path of success, or they are pretty successful already compared to where they have been before. Because with this 4 of Pentacles, you know, we see a city in the background. So it's making me think of somebody who could have started small and like worked their way up to the big city, or worked their way up to some kind of leadership position or some kind of success that they didn't have before. With the 4 of Pentacles, you know, it talks about being kind of frugal. It talks about, you know, you're holding on to something. And it also talks about the home life as well in a way. So with all of those messages combined, it's really making me think that this person is very humble, because they had humble beginnings. So even if they are more successful now, I think they take good care of their finances, and that could be something that's just like deeply rooted in their personality, because they've always had to be kind of frugal, or always had to like, you know, take care of their finances. So I feel like even if they have a lot of financial abundance right now, I think they are still, you know, they still kind of hold on to it tightly, and they don't recklessly spend. They don't just like throw money here and there. But I do think that they are very humble. They probably wouldn't brag about themselves, and they probably you wouldn't even know that like this person is somebody of authority, or they are somebody that's very successful, or somebody that has a status, because I think they dress like very normally. They don't buy a lot of flashy things. They don't really wear a lot of designer. They're very, very down to earth and humble in that way. So then it's like, as you get to know them, then they tell you like, oh, like I do X, Y, and Z, and you're like, oh my God, like I would have never guessed that that is you, or that's what you do with your life, or anything like that, because I think their outward appearance doesn't really match their success. But they do that on purpose because, for one, I don't think this person really cares. Like, they genuinely don't care about being flashy, or they don't care about like impressing people. Especially if they did come from humble beginnings, it does feel like they kind of know like who's really their friends, or who is just sticking around for maybe their material possessions, or maybe like what comes along with them. So I think they can like discern that very well. So they don't really like care too much to impress people everywhere they go. And yeah, they're very, very humble, very down to earth. This could be somebody that misses their hometown, or misses like where they grew up. It's very possible they don't live where they are from. So this could be a completely different country, different state, different city, but there's something about like them really missing their roots, really missing where they come from. Maybe they even miss their family or extended family. It almost feels like they can't really go back. I don't know why that's coming through for some of you. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but maybe it's like they're in a completely different country right now, and because of that, it's like their parents, or like their mom, or like, you know, like their family is somewhere else, and they don't get to travel back and forth that often, or maybe they're just very busy, so they're not able to go see their family as much as they want to, or go back to their hometown as much as they want to. So it really feels like they long for their family, and they really miss their family. I think this person is very, very they're very like chill. They're very down to earth. This is not the type of person that would be like center of attention in every room that they walk into. They wouldn't like, yeah, they wouldn't bring attention to themselves. I think they kind of just like, they just like slide in there, and they're just kind of like hiding. They're not hiding, but they're like in the background. And I think that's where they want to be. Like, they don't care enough to be center of attention. And it's very possible that like in their career, or in school, or with whatever this person does, it's possible that they are in the spotlight to some extent. So then when they're not in that world, and they're in their own life, they don't want to be center of attention. They just want to be in the background. They just want to blend in. They don't want to like be the leader on their day off. You know, it's coming through like that. But yeah, they kind of just like blend in. Their clothes kind of blend in. I think this is a very attractive person. But it's like they kind of just like blend into the background. There's something about their eyes that's coming through. They could have very beautiful eyes. Interesting, we have like two reptiles, even though I think this is like a dragon, but it's definitely making me think of like what are those lizards called? You know, the lizards that people have as pets. Yeah, so it's making me think of that lizard. So it's interesting that the like reptiles are coming through. It's possible they could have a very unique pet. Like maybe they have a pet that's like you wouldn't no, the average person wouldn't have this pet. So I mean, it could be like a snake, it could be like a turtle. Oh, a bearded dragon. That's what I'm thinking of. It could be like they have a pet that's very unique. I definitely think this person likes to have fun. With Mars coming through here, I think they have a great personality. I mean, clearly there's a reason they worked up the ranks, or there's a reason they're so popular. There's a reason that people gravitate towards them, and there's a reason they're in that leadership position, or on the way to that, because I think they have an excellent personality. They're vivacious, they're bubbly, they're smart, they're talkative, they're extroverted. So it's like they take all and they're very confident about themselves, and they're confident in their own skin. They're confident in how they present themselves. themselves, 1111 as I'm saying that. So it's like it's very easy for them to get what they want in a way, and it's very easy for them to get people to like them. So I think that helps them out a lot in their career. But it's funny because I'm seeing that duality of somebody that has all these qualities, but then when they're in their own space, they can definitely be introverted. They can definitely like just want to chill and don't want to be center of attention. So it's like they have a balance of both of those energies. But I love Mars. I think Mars is really exciting. This could be a very adventurous person as well, especially as they make more money. I think this is the type of person that would spend money on traveling or like new opportunities, new experiences, new cultures, new food, like things like that instead of materialistic things. Because this Mars is really making me think of somebody who loves to travel, who loves to just like gain new worldly experiences. And I think this person definitely focuses on long-term stability and long-term commitment when it comes to romantic relationships, and also when it comes to their career and their own stability. I don't think they're impulsive at all. Like, this is truly somebody that takes their time, because a turtle is kind of slow, right? It's this energy of we're taking our time, and slow and steady wins the race is how it's coming through. So it just feels like they've worked very hard to get to where they're at, and they worked for a long time, or they're in the process of working for this goal that would be like a lifelong goal that would give them lifelong commitment in some way. This is definitely not the type of person that would just impulsively do anything. And that kind of brings me back to like this relationship aspect that we're talking about for this reading, is like they wouldn't just like, they're not into casual relationships, they're not into hookups. And I think that's another thing that would surprise people, is because they're a very attractive person and they have a great personality, and you would think at first like, oh, maybe this person is just like an F-boy, F-girl kind of a vibe, but they're not really into that. And I feel like that's another reason they're probably single, or they have been single for a long time, is because they're just like waiting for the right person to come along for them to have like a serious, committed, long-term relationship with. I feel like they don't really want anything else, and they're also okay being single because they got a lot of things going on and this person's busy. So it's almost like they're not trying to like fill any void within them, because there is no void. I think this person is very happy on their own. And if they were to date you or date somebody, you know, it would be because they are serious in a long-term relationship with that person. But yeah, I feel like with anything in this person's life, they really take long-term seriously, and they wouldn't just do something impulsively. They wouldn't do something out of, you know, feelings, or out of like, yeah, like they just wouldn't rip the band-aid off like that. And I think that just really shows the type of person they are. And it kind of makes sense, because the 10 of Cups is all about long-term relationship in a happy, healthy dynamic, and I feel like that is what they are looking for. With Mars here, we can view this as like Aries is coming through, and also Scorpio energy is coming through. Yes, this person has a lot of layers, and I think again that's something that like comes up with that duality I was talking about, and they just have a lot of layers, and you would have to really unpack, and they would take their time pulling their layers back. They would not, you know, expose everything about themselves right away. I think they would take their time in revealing themselves and getting to know other people. Now, gender is like not coming through at all, because, you know, for some readings I can definitely tell like, okay, this is a masculine person coming through or a feminine person coming through, but I am not picking up on gender at all. So this could be a man or a woman, it could be a masculine person or a feminine person, it could literally be anybody. And I think with all the qualities that I gave, it could easily be a guy or a girl, so there's nothing specific coming through about that. But yes, there's a lot of depth to this person. They have many layers. They don't reveal things about themselves right away. They could be vegetarian, because I know like some turtles are vegetarian. So That could be something. They could also miss like their family cooking or family recipes or like their mom's cooking. That was also coming through. It's like when they think about their hometown, it's like they could miss certain things that their family used to cook. So this could definitely be like an international person for some of you, because like we're talking about world travel, we're talking about maybe they can't go see their family that often, moving to a bigger city, moving to a different country. So yeah, this could definitely be an international person. Okay, I think that's everything I see. So let's get into the questions now. So that's the energy check. So if this person doesn't sound like somebody that you know or the person that you are thinking about, then definitely check out a different group. What is the nature of their thoughts towards group 1? Page of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Moon. Came out together. Okay, I think I'm feeling this very strongly. So if this doesn't resonate with you, then maybe check out a different group, because I feel like this is going to be very specific with what I say, but I do feel like something ended between the two of you. So you guys could have had a breakup. You guys could have had some kind of a separation. Whether this was romantic or not, again, so far it's interesting. I am not feeling if this is strictly romantic. It's very possible this could have been a platonic breakup, a platonic separation, but it does feel like with the nature of their thoughts towards you, with the Three of Swords here, there's definitely sadness. You know, there's heartbreak, there's sadness, because they are upset that something ended between the two of you. Something didn't go the way they wanted it to go. So it's very possible there's separation between the two of you. And the nature of their thoughts, it's like, it's very deep, because we see the Moon here. And the Moon is not your average everyday card or your average emotion. It's a very deep-rooted emotion. And there's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of like dwelling into this. They could even feel like they're kind of like drowning in a way because of she's underwater. They're really trying to find clarity regarding this situation. So they're definitely like, there's a lot of mental, I don't know if they're overthinking, but there's a lot of heaviness. Like I literally feel like I can't breathe, because this is such, it's like, it's so heavy on my chest. And it's like they're sad. They're sad. I think they're questioning why something happened the way it did, especially if there was a breakup or a separation, and if it was if it was unexpected. They feel like, why did it happen this way? And I think they're really trying to find clarity, and they're really trying to find answers. They're in an unknown. I think they're kind of like, yeah, they're in an unknown, and they're trying to figure out what is going on and why something happened. But I mean, look at the way it looks like this person is like yelling. So it just feels like such a heavy energy to me. And with the Page of Cups, it's like they have very genuine and sweet thoughts about you. There is definitely a lot of emotion here, but it's like they remember the good times with you. They remember all the happy times with you. And I do think that thoughts of you put a smile on this person's face, because there's still love here. There's still love. And again, whether this was, I think maybe as we go on, we'll see if this was more romantic or platonic, but either way, there was a lot of love for you, and there is sadness because something ended, and they're trying to figure out why it happened the way it did. So that's kind of the nature of their thoughts that are coming through right now. So let's see, what do they show you on the outside versus what do they really feel? So what does this person show you on the outside? What is this person showing group 1 on the outside? Hesitation. What is this person showing group 1 on the outside? Okay, so there's 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords. Interesting. So then now let's see what versus what are they really feeling? what are they really feeling? So that's what they're showing. So now what are they really feeling? What are they really feeling towards group 1? Oh, they're so curious about you. It's very possible, you know, if you are in a separation, you're not keeping up with each other and there's no way for them to like keep up with you, because it's coming through as like they're very curious about what's going on in your life, where you are, what's happening. So on the outside, we see the Four of Swords, which talks about a period of rest. And how interesting is this? So when we're looking at the nature of their thoughts towards you, we see the Three of Swords with this heart that's like falling apart, and they're trying to mend it back together. So this is like the nature of their thoughts towards you. So clearly they're hurt, they're heartbroken on the inside. But then it's like what they're showing you is that their heart is healed, or at least put back together, and it seems like a more peaceful energy. But it's so interesting how we got both of the cards that have the heart, and we can see the difference on like what's on the inside and what's on the outside. So on the outside, they're really kind of showing you the Four of Swords is a period of rest, right? And even in this like fetal position, she's like laying in this nest. It looks calming, it's relaxing, it's somebody that's like not actively doing much. So that's kind of what they're showing you on the outside, is that maybe it doesn't bother them as bad as it does. They're trying to show you that they are healing, or they have already healed. They're trying to show you that they're like good, they're calm, they're like doing good, they're relaxed, they're at peace. But we can clearly see that they're not, and they're in a very deep-rooted energy here about you. And then with the Page of Swords, I just feel like they're so curious, you know, maybe some of that longing that we felt here, where I was like, it seems like they're longing for somebody that they can't get to, especially if they like moved away or they started a new chapter in their life. It feels like they're really longing for somebody, and that could be you, because it feels like they're so curious to know what you're up to, but they don't have access to you right now. So that's like what's going on inside versus outside. So let's see, why do they feel this way? For group 1, why do they feel this way? Why do they feel this way for group 1? Oh, you know what? I actually think I might add one more thing to my list. And we can add, how do you feel? Because I'm curious. So we'll do that at the end though. So let's just see, why do they feel this way about group 1? Why does this person feel this way about group 1? Why does this person feel this way about group 1? There's definitely distance here, and I was sensing that in the very beginning too. So yeah, you guys there could be like emotional distance, but there could be physical distance, because I kept getting like other side of the world, or different states, different cities. So there could definitely be physical distance between the two of you. Why do they feel this way? Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands in this image is very different from the traditional Seven of Wands. So why do they feel this way about you? They're definitely trying to make peace with the situation. And it almost feels like they're done fighting it, because maybe for a while they were fighting it, they were resisting this change, they were in denial of this change, but it does feel like they're trying to heal. They're trying to gain a larger understanding of what happened, and we saw that with the moon as well, that they're questioning, and they're trying to figure out like why this happened, what caused it to happen. So it does feel like they're trying to heal, they're trying to understand the bigger picture of everything that happened, and it does seem like they are finally done fighting it, and they're done resisting it. And I think they're going through like a huge internal change, an internal like awakening, because of what happened in this connection. And I think that's why there's such a deep-rooted energy here. And then on the outside, they are trying to remain calm, remain like, you know, calm and collected and put together, and not act too crazy. And I think they've realized that like the longer they fight it, or the longer they deny it or resist it, or maybe if they were acting kind of crazy at one point in time, they realize like it's not going to change anything. So it does feel like there is acceptance here, and maybe that's why they're going through such like a deep emotional healing, because there is acceptance. Why do they feel this way? Okay, so now that we kind of see all of this, I think this is where I'm going to insert how do you feel. So let me just see, how does group 1 feel about this person? Oh my gosh, look at that. Ace of Pentacles, the Lovers, the King of Cups, and then the Wheel of Fortune. It seems like you have good feelings, like good feelings towards this person, especially because there's a lot of love that came out. So it does feel like you could still potentially love this person. So I wonder if like what caused the separation, because if both of you are still interested in each other, then it almost feels like some kind of an external circumstance that has caused you guys to break up. Is it possible somebody got a new job and they had to move, or they started school somewhere and they had to move? It almost feels like there could have been an external thing that happened that neither of you could really control, and it like forced you guys to have distance between the two of you. Yeah, somebody could have moved, and maybe like you're in a long distance, or you tried long distance and it wasn't working. It does feel like there was something else that got in the way. So let's see. When do they think of you / what reminds them of you? When do they think of you and what reminds them of you? When does this person think of group 1 and what reminds them of group 1? We have the Hanged Man. And what reminds them of group 1? The Devil in the reverse. Interesting. So they definitely think about you when like they have free time, or when they're not occupied with something. Like I said, this person is very busy. So I think when they are going about their busy schedule, they're not as actively thinking about you. But when they have their downtime, or their alone time, or their days off, or they're at home, or before bed, or something like that, it's like whenever they have that time to themselves, that's when they think about you the most. That's when they reminisce. That's when they're curious what you're up to. They definitely heavily miss you. And it's funny because I almost feel like a lot of things remind them of you, and they're trying not to like do things that remind them of you. Because with the Devil in the reverse, it makes me feel like they are trying to detach from the things that you used to do, or the things you guys did together, or the things that you like, because it's like a constant reminder. So for example, if there's like a certain artist that you used to listen to, that artist still reminds them of you. So now they're trying to like block out that artist. Or if there was like hobbies or TV shows or like anything, you know, it does feel like those things still remind them of you, and they're trying to distance themselves from that. So let's see what could potentially happen next. This is also something I am adding to my list. What could potentially happen next? What could potentially happen next for this connection? That's a lot, and I'm not taking all that. What could potentially happen next for this connection? What could potentially happen next? Oh my god, the Ten of Pentacles! What? Ten of Pentacles is literally like happily ever after again. Long-term stability, kids, family, a family legacy. What? Wait, so I don't know. I guess it's possible you guys could get back together because maybe for some of you, you're not completely broken up. Because now that I think about it, you got a lot of good cards. They have a lot of emotions here. So here's my two hypotheses is one, you eventually get back together. So the first scenario is like you could be broken up. Maybe there's distance between the two of you. You guys had to move away from each other for external circumstances. Something caused you guys to have distance between the two of you. But you could maybe potentially one day get back together because we literally have happily ever after. Or you are in this distance, but you are still in a relationship with each other and you're just in a long distance connection. So that's why it's so tough. Because maybe you guys still like are in a relationship. And I would say that if you are in a long distance relationship, there's so much potential here for you guys to actually end up like married and together one day, or be in a happy long-term relationship one day. And even if you are broken up, I think it's very possible you guys could overcome the distance. Like, it almost feels like if you are broken up right now, it almost feels like there's no need for you to be broken up just because it's long distance, because there's so much potential for the two of you to be together long term. That is interesting. Okay, so now to end this off, let's see, is there anything this person wants to say to group one? Is there anything this person wants to say to group one? Oh, it still hurts. Yes, we definitely saw that. Ooh, it's going to take time. Okay, that's very accurate to everything we said so far. Aw, I do. That's very sweet. Anything else this person wants to say? These cards are like too big for me to hold sometimes, and they just fall in my lap. Oh my god, all of you. So yeah, I mean, they clearly still have feelings for you. They clearly want to remain like in this connection. So I do think whether you're still with them or not, I do think there's potential to get back together or have like that long-term relationship. Okay, group one, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I hope it was helpful. And I have a Patreon. If you're interested, there are exclusive readings on Patreon, and the extendeds for some of my in-depth readings are also on Patreon. So when you're over there, you get access to everything, and the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings. So if you want to suggest any readings over there, you can definitely do that. But yeah, that's all of that is in the description below. Thank you for all of your support. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this Two of Cups with this white jade, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. I'm going to go ahead and set your crystal right there. So let's talk about our reading today. This is all about their honest/unfiltered thoughts about you. We're going to start off with an energy check first to see who is this person that's coming through today. And the energy check is also your way to know if this is your group or not, because if the person that's coming through like really does not sound like your person or sound like anybody that you want, then definitely check out a different group. So then we're going to go ahead and see what is the nature of their thoughts towards you. So for example, are they emotional? Are they physical? You know, like what are they thinking about? And then we're going to see what do they show you versus how they actually feel about you. We'll go ahead and see why do they feel this way. We'll also see how do you feel. That way I can kind of gauge the reading a little bit better. And then we will see when do they think of you and or what reminds them of you. And then we'll also see, is there anything that they want to say to you right now? And then we'll get potential outcomes as well. So yes, there is a lot to discuss. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to move your deck aside. So this is our energy check, and this is going to show us who is this person that is coming through for group 2 today. Ooh, we have the 7th house. We have the Three of Pentacles with teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, and building something with Capricorn. It says expression, expansion of idea, growth, first stages of completion. There's a lot of pink going on, so that's pretty. Ooh, the Ram and Dahlia with determination. Nice. This is definitely giving me Aries vibes with the Ram. Oh, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles with the number 72. Okay, this is specifically Venus in Virgo, and then we actually have Venus again with the 7th house. So this is a very... how do I want to start off? This person has a lot of abundance, and I think just in their energy, they just carry a lot of abundance around with them. It doesn't even have to be physical abundance, but it's just like who they are and their energy and their vibes and just like who they are as a person. They are so abundant. It's also making me think of the Empress energy. They're very loving, very nurturing, but they just have like this energy where they just like feel and look expensive. You know what I mean? Like they just feel like luxurious all the time. Like that's just kind of the energy and the aura that they like put out there, is of abundance and of luxury. This is definitely somebody that people admire with all of that energy that's coming through. And even the Ram here, this is making me think of the Emperor, Aries energy. This is somebody that a lot of people look up to. Definitely some kind of a leader or in some leadership position, or they could be just very high up in what they do, or they're working their way up very well. I think this person is destined for a lot of success in life, especially with all of this Venus, Empress, and the Emperor energy, and then even the Nine of Pentacles. I think that they are destined for success in this world, and it feels like material success. So it does feel like something to do with career, and that will put them in the spotlight. And they will have a lot of financial benefits because of whatever it is that they do. And they will have a lot of financial stability. I think this is a very hardworking individual. They're very structured, they're disciplined, they have a plan, they don't lean too much into their emotions, and I think they can like separate themselves really well when it comes to their work life and the discipline that they need versus their home life or their relationships or their love and structure in that sense. It's like they're very good at keeping those two things separate, which is very cool. Yeah, this is like, I'm hearing the saying, they have their eye on the prize. They know what they want and they're going to go after it, and nobody's going to stand in their way. They're very ambitious, they're very hardworking, and they will eventually get what they want. And they definitely come through as a provider. So I am getting a lot of masculine energy, but this could definitely be a feminine person as well, because we have a lot of Empress energy here as well. So especially with Venus, so we definitely have feminine and masculine. So I can't really say if this is like a man or a woman or masculine or feminine energy. I think it's just going to be 50-50 for whoever is watching, because it is a general reading. Excuse me. I think this person works really well with others. And because of that, and because of their leadership and their team working skills, it was easy for them to work their way up, or it will be easy for them to work their way up. I'm feeling that they have a really, really beautiful smile, and they have a very firm handshake. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but it's like when people first meet them, they have like a very firm and strong grip on their handshake, and then they have that big like $1 million smile. I feel like they definitely give vibes of like somebody who can get what they want, or it's like they're just so charming and charismatic and outgoing, and then they have their smile on top of it that it probably helps them when it comes to networking and in the business side of things. But I think that's one of the first things people notice about this person is their smile. They just have a very, very beautiful smile. They could also have a very narrow face, very like chiseled or a very narrow face. Like it's not like too like it's very narrow. But I guess this this fish has a circular face, but maybe they just have very good features, very sharp features, whether it's narrow or like a circular face. With all of the abundance that is coming through for this energy, this person definitely likes to indulge in their abundance. And it's coming through just like that, indulging. I'm like viewing somebody that's like jumping into their abundance and like swimming around in it, and they're very happy and they're very proud of themselves. And I think this would be somewhat of a flashy person. I think they like to spend money, they like to enjoy the money that they make. And that's, again, it's coming through as like that provider energy. Even if you were to provide in this connection, I think they would definitely provide as well. And I almost feel like their love language is gifts, like buying gifts or like spending money on people could be one of their love languages. Very specific astrological placement I just thought of is Jupiter in the second house. Jupiter in Aquarius in the second house, or like Jupiter in the house of finances, because I feel like they feel love, and they like, it's literally their love language is to gift things, like to give people things when they worked so hard for it. It's like they want to give their friends, their family, their partners, like they want to gift and give from their own pockets. And that's what makes them happy at the end of the day, is that they could provide in that way. And I also feel like this person can mingle with like anybody. They could literally fit into any group of people, even if they look very different from them, even if they are from just a completely different, like everything, right? Like they could blend in and fit in with any type of person because they're so flexible. Oh my God, another astrological placement that's coming up, which actually this is the first group that placements are coming up, and this is also my last group that I'm filming, but all the other groups I was not thinking about like specific astrological placements, but oh, and maybe because this is the first group that even got like a house, that's why I'm thinking about the birth chart. Okay, another one that's coming through is Neptune in the first house, because people that have Neptune in the first house, they very much can like adapt and change their own style or their own way of talking or their own like personality, and not in like a fake way, but they can like adapt to the crowd that they're in, which is what helps them with like networking, what helps them connect and make friends and mingle with all different types of people. So they could have Neptune in the first house. But yeah, I think they adapt very well to all different types of people and different types of social settings and everything. They're very cool. I like this energy a lot that's coming through here today. Is there anything else that I'm seeing? They're very hardworking. They're all about equality. I would say that if this is somebody in a leadership position, they would not like cheat people. They would not like scam people. They're all about equality and equal teamwork, equal effort. They would probably be like this in a relationship dynamic as well. I also think with the Ram here and that Aries energy and that Emperor energy, if this person is interested in you, they will absolutely make a beeline towards you and they will pursue you like right away. I think that they know what they want. So when they see what they want, it's like they want it. And they know that they want it. I think they'll be very respectful, but I think that once they're interested in you or interested in somebody, they will absolutely pursue them without overthinking it. They would definitely approach you first if you were to meet them in like a public setting somewhere. Like they would approach you first. They would come up to you and talk to you. They would probably compliment you. They're very confident in that way, but it's kind of like when they know, they know. When they know that there is somebody that they are interested in, they want to pursue that. And I also think because of their success and because of their status and whoever they are, they could potentially sometimes here like date around or be okay with casual relationships here and there, or just like take people out on dates or something like that, because this is definitely feeling like center of attention kind of a person. Yeah, they love to mingle, they love to be like flirty and playful with people, but I do think that when they are in a relationship, especially with 7th house coming up here, because this is the house of like love, relationship, marriages, and the 2 of Cups was your card that came out. So I feel like when they're in a relationship, or if they find somebody that they are like interested in and they want to commit to you, then they will be very loyal to you. And they will not like date around, they wouldn't like cheat on you, like they would be very loyal to you. But I think until they find somebody that they want to be loyal to, they're okay with casually dating. And I think that's why I got that such a strong message of them like making a beeline to you and like pursuing you so strongly, because I think once they see you, they're gonna know like, oh, this person is rare, like this person is different, I have not met somebody like them before, and I want a committed relationship with them. Because I think, yeah, like they flirt around, they mingle, they do this and that, right? But I think when it comes to a serious relationship, they are very loyal, very committed, and I think they would be very interested in you for a serious relationship. So that's everything I'm seeing so far. For some of you, they could have like a family business, or they could work for their family's business, or they have done family business stuff in the past. Like there's something here about a family business that's coming through. Or maybe they like, yeah, like became a part of their family business at a young age, or their family is just business oriented, because I'm seeing some generational wealth, or at least something that was handed to them. So maybe like part of the business was handed to them, or some inheritance was handed to them. I think they're still very hardworking, but I don't think this person started at the bottom. I think they were definitely handed some material benefits that they are building on. I don't think they started from nothing. But they're still very hardworking. Yeah. And they don't just like waste that wealth, or I think a lot of people, when you hear like, oh, they inherited stuff, like you maybe think they're just like a nepo baby and they don't work hard. But I think this person knows and they appreciate what they have been given in this lifetime, and they capitalize on it, so that way they can leave more for the next generation or something like that. So I think this is somebody who's still very humble and very real, very down to earth, and they don't take their blessings for granted. And I do think with the 7th house, like I said, I really think they are on a quest. I don't know why it's coming through as that word, but they are on a quest to find their soulmate, which is probably you. And it really feels like they're ready for that serious relationship. They're looking for that serious relationship and commitment with that 7th house here. Wait a second. Aries is a ram. Oh, Capricorn is a goat. Okay. Capricorn could be significant too, because this is Capricorn. So let's go ahead and see what is the nature of their thoughts towards you for group 2. What is the nature of their thoughts towards group 2? What is the nature of their thoughts? Oh my gosh. I don't want to take all that. What is the nature of their thoughts towards group 2? Oh my gosh! That's your intro card. And the way all those cards flew out and it just didn't feel right for me to take it, I mean, they have a lot of thoughts. They have a lot of feelings. I think this person, like, that's why I got that beeline. Like, they're just like, that ram is just running and it's about to, like, butt its head into your life because they really want you and they really want to be in a committed relationship with you. So, their nature of their thoughts towards this connection, we have the Two of Cups and then we have Strength. First of all, they feel like you guys could be a power couple. That's coming through very strongly. It's like my other half with this energy, with this Two of Cups energy. They feel like you're their other half. And with them being everything we just discussed, they feel like you give off the same vibes. You are the other half to their power couple vibe that they are seeking. And I think that's another reason they're very selective when it comes to committed relationships, because there's a very specific type of person that they want, and it's somebody who is very similar to them, who is also very business minded, who is, you know, wants this kind of a lifestyle, who works very hard, somebody they can provide for. But it's like they want that power couple vibe. They don't want somebody that would just like mooch off of them, you know? So that's like one thing that they really admire about you, and something that they like think about a lot. You know, they're just like, wow, like group two, like we're so similar. We think the same. Like we have so many amazing qualities that are the exact same, especially with the ambition, the drive, the need for success, like all of these amazing qualities. They feel like that is something that they think about you a lot. And that's something that really draws them to you. They feel like you're very strong, you're very confident, you put yourself out there. I'm definitely getting like Queen of Wands kind of an energy here. They feel like you're very beautiful. They love your physical appearance, but it's not coming through as like it's solely your physical appearance. It really has a lot to do with your personality, and yeah, like they're not even chasing you out of lust or like sex or sexual things, which is very nice. They feel like you really complete them. And yes, they think you're beautiful and they're very attracted to you, but they also like your mind. They like your work ethic. They like your personality. And they really feel like you guys could be a power couple. They feel like you are their other half. That is so sweet. Oh my gosh. And again, this is Venus. There's a lot of Venus going on. This is Venus in Cancer, which I don't think I said that earlier. This is Venus with the 7th house. And then this is Venus in Virgo. So yeah, like soulmate vibes, committed relationship, long-term relationship, marriage. That's like very intense with this energy here. So let's see, what do they show you on the outside? What does this person show group 2 on the outside? We have Temperance. So then let's see, what do they really feel on the inside? What does this person really feel on the inside? What does this person really feel on the inside? The 9 of Cups. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. Oh my gosh, there's so much fulfillment. There's emotional fulfillment. There is financial fulfillment. There's a lot of happiness with this person. Oh, it's so funny because they're really downplaying it on the outside on how they feel about you. Because with Temperance here, you know, this is a card, I'll read the keywords. It says balance, peace, patience, moderation, calm, tranquility, harmony, serenity. So it's funny because like the keywords say, like this energy is very calming, it's very patient, it doesn't act impulsively, it doesn't like get too excited, like it stays very calm, it stays very still. And that's what they're showing you on the outside. But on the inside, they're like, literally, you're the person of my dreams, you're my wish come true, you are the source of like my complete emotional fulfillment. Like they are head over heels in love with you on the inside, like fairy tale dream come true. But then on the outside, they're like, oh yeah, cool, what's up? Like they're trying to act so calm and so chill, and like they are not trying to show too much on the outside of what they feel on the inside. And yeah, they're like, it's funny because they're so like confident and, you know, nobody can like mess with their style or like mess with who they are really, or like nobody can like take away from their confidence and how they present themselves. But I feel like whenever it's around you, they get like, they turn into like a little kid. They get like butterflies and they get like giddy and they get like nervous and they get tongue-tied, and that's probably the first time they've ever felt that way, because again, they're like the coolest person on earth. So for them, they never get tongue-tied, they never get butterflies, they never get nervous and sweaty palms, you know. But it's like whenever they're around you, you just like bring out a side of them that they don't experience often. Yeah, so they're really like trying to play down how they feel on the outside versus what they actually feel on the inside. You make them nervous for sure. So let's go ahead and see, why do they feel this way? I think we kind of already talked about it, but let's see, why do they feel this way about group 2? Why do they feel this way about group 2? Page of Pentacles with ambitious, diligent, goal-oriented. I literally just said that you are all these things. Planner, consistent, star student, studious, grounded, loyal, faithful, dependable. Yeah, I just said that. And I even said, I think we already talked about this, but I'll say it again, is the reason they feel all this towards you is because you are that power couple vibe that they are looking for. You have all of the qualities that they also have and that they look for in a partner. Everything I just said and everything I kind of said earlier. They feel like you are their equal, and they're very attracted to your ambition, to your drive, to you being goal oriented and you taking action and you pursuing your dreams, and like that is just so hot to them, you know, like that is what they love about you. You could also be like a, oh look, Wheel of Fortune. You could also be like multifaceted. You could have many hobbies, many talents, and they really like that as well, because they're probably like that too. I'm sure they like to do a lot of things with the energy that we see for them. So they feel like they could have a lot of fun with you. They could do a lot with you. And you guys just seem very like-minded. So it just feels like a very good, you have good compatibility with each other. And I love this Wheel of Fortune, you know. They feel like there could be a part of this is like destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. They feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I met somebody who is literally like the person of my dreams. It's my wish come true in a partner. I can't believe I met them. And then especially if you're so like-minded and all of this, they truly feel like destiny is playing a huge role in this connection with you, because they're just like, where did you come from? How did you get here? You know, it's like that kind of they're like shocked and confused, and they're just like, did you just fall out of the sky and fall into my lap? And they really feel like destiny or like a greater power brought the two of you together. Okay, so then let's go ahead and see, how do you feel? How do you feel? How does group 2 feel about this person? How does group 2 feel about this person? How does group 2 currently feel about this person? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Practical, reliable, efficient, stoic, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, patient, conservative. That's a really funny keyword that I've never thought about before. Okay, let's get one more. How does group 2 feel about this person? Queen of Wands. This could also be the King of Wands. Confident, self-assured, passionate, determined, social, charismatic, vivacious, optimistic. So this doesn't have to be queen, it could be king or queen. But yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. You feel like this person is very dependable. You feel like they're dependable in the long term. You feel like they're all these things I just said. So they're hardworking, they are reliable, they're very loyal to you, and you feel very comfortable. You feel very safe in this connection with this person. And even if you are not like in a relationship with them and you're just like friends with them, you still feel very comfortable. You feel very safe with them. They're very like warm and cozy, and it's a very nice feeling. But you feel like this could be dependable long term. And yeah, and I mean, you also feel like they are the other half of you, which actually makes sense, because that's kind of exactly what the Two of Cups is, you know. That was your intro card. Both of you feel like the other person is very similar to you, and then you're very attracted to all of their qualities. Again, confidence, self-assured, passionate, determined, charismatic, vivacious. Like, you also like them a lot because they show a lot of the qualities that you look for in a person. And even that provider mindset, I think that's something that you look for in a partner as well. So yeah, I think you definitely feel good about this. So then let's see, when do they think of you and or, oh my gosh, these cards are just flying. When do they think of you and or what reminds them of you? When do they think of you and or what reminds them of group 2? When do they think of group 2? Oh, the Ace of Wands. Inspiration, creative, spark, initiative, new passion, enthusiasm, energy. First of all, I think they're always thinking about you with the Ace of Wands. And I think whenever they get excited about something new or just excited in general, or like something they want to share with you, something like that, it's like they're pretty much always thinking about you, and you make them very happy like all the time. With the Ace of Wands, it's that spark, it's that excitement, it's that flame, you know? So it's like you make them feel that way often. And every time they think about you, they get that flame, they get those little butterflies. It's really cute. Let's see, anything, what reminds them of group 2? Judgment. Self-evolution, awakening, renewal, purpose, reflection, and reckoning. They definitely see a lot of like signs and synchronicities about this connection and about you. And I think that also is what makes them think this could be a fated event, a fated relationship. Because with Judgment, that really makes me think of signs and synchronicities from the universe. So yeah, signs and synchronicities remind them of you, and then whenever they think about you, they get like warm and fuzzy and excited, which is really nice. Okay, is that the last thing? Oh, potential outcomes. So let's go ahead and see, are there any, what is the potential outcome for group 2? Say potential outcome for group 2. Oh, Knight of Cups. Let me clarify. Can we clarify? Oh my God. Okay. Oh, Sun, bottom of the deck. There's that King of Wands. That's what I was saying. Both of you feel like you are the same, but the King and the Queen. Okay, so we also have the Sun, bottom of the deck. Let me move this aside. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Sun for potential outcome. I definitely think there is potential for long-term stability in this connection, and there's potential for a lot of happiness and success in this connection as well. I do think it could be something that starts off a little bit slow, or it's like slow to get to that end point. But I also think like both of you are just like busy kind of doing your own thing, but also giving to this connection as well. So it makes sense that it might not move as quickly as you would want it to. But with the Eight of Pentacles, it really shows me that both people are putting in the time and the effort to build something stable. That way you have a stable connection with each other. And then I love that the King and Queen of Wands are here. So that's like perfect comparison of that power couple vibe that we've been talking about. So finally, is there anything that this person wants to say to group 2? Is there anything they want to say to you today? Oh my gosh, it's like they want to come out and then they don't. It's going to take time. Yeah, that makes sense. We were just talking about that it's potentially going to take some time for this to really grow. Oh my God, and then it says the time is now. Okay. So I don't know, it's gonna take time, but the time is now. Maybe it's like they don't want to wait, or they want to just like get to know you, pursue you. They feel like they needed to take action now. And then it says be patient. This is so funny. I feel like this is their own mental train of thought going back and forth. They're like, it's gonna take time, but I want to do it now. But I need to be patient, but I want it now. You know, I feel like it's them going back and forth. Or maybe even you going back and forth. What's for group 2? It says that's the one. For a second I was like, what does that say? That's the one. Okay. We know. Oh, and then bottom of the deck here it says, I love you more. Very cute. Okay, group number 2. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. I hope it was helpful. Yeah, if you guys are interested in my Patreon, I have it linked in the description below. Basically, the viewers on Patreon get to suggest the monthly readings over there. So every month there are 2 exclusive readings, and then whenever there's an extended on YouTube, I upload that onto Patreon as well. So that way you get access to a whole lot of stuff over there if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, go ahead and check it out, and then please subscribe and like this video, and take good care of yourself, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey guys, if you chose this 3 of Swords with this fluorite chunk and the Ostara Tarot deck, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Kind of forgot what group we were on for a second. Thank you guys so much for being here. Goodness, such a crystal right there. I'm going to move this aside. So let's talk about our reading today. So this is all about their honest / unfiltered thoughts about you. We're going to start off with this energy check first to see who is this person that is coming through today. And the energy check is also your way to know if this is your reading or not. So if this just does not sound like your person, doesn't sound like somebody you know, or that it would, this, you know, if it really just does not seem relevant to you, then definitely check out a different group. And then after the energy check, we're going to go in with what are the nature of their thoughts towards you. So for example, like, are they emotional thoughts? Are they physical thoughts, etc.? And then we'll go ahead and see what do they show you on the outside versus what they really feel on the inside. And then we'll also see why do they feel this way. And then we're just going to do a quick check-in on your energy, just so, like, you know, it makes a little bit more sense to me as a reader on like what's happening on your end as well. And then we'll go ahead and see, you know, when do they think of you and or what reminds them of you. We'll go ahead and see anything that they want to say to you and any potential outcomes that we might have today. So, or I mean, you know what I mean, outcomes about the reading that might come up. So let's go ahead and get started. This is our energy check. So this is how you can know if this is your group. And if not, then definitely check out a different one. We have Saturn. Oh, actually, before I get started, I wanted to say with the 3 of Swords being your intro card that some of you were drawn to, it's possible you're in some kind of a breakup situation with this person, like a full-on separation, because that's normally what the 3 of Swords talks about, is heartbreak. So when I did see this card in the intro, I did think it's possible that if you were drawn to the 3 of Swords here, that maybe you're in separation with this person, maybe there was a breakup here. So yeah. The Moon. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. We have illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, premonitions. We have Pisces energy here. It also says the number 18 reduces to 9. It is about completion and selflessness. Okay, so that actually makes a lot of sense so far. I do want to see what the rest of the cards are. We have 10, 25, 26 with the bee and pomegranate with productivity. And then we have the Champion of Wands with 33. This is the Knight of Wands. Okay. So this person could be going through their Saturn return right now. So, and that actually kind of makes sense for their age. So they could be like 26, 27, 28, anywhere from like 27 up until 30. That's usually when your Saturn return will come into your life. And Saturn is currently in Aries. So if you want to check if this person is in their Saturn return, and if you like have access to the birth chart or whatever, you can check if they have Saturn in Aries, because that is currently what's going on right now. And this actually makes a lot of sense, because I feel like in their current energy, this person is definitely going through something with Saturn here. I feel like something has like shook up their world, something changed, or they realized something. And because this feels like very specific to like their current energy. I will talk about a little bit about their personality as well. And usually my intentions with this energy spread is like, who are they? What are they like? But Spirit wants me to tell you that they are currently going through some kind of a massive shift in their life, and it has left them a little bit confused, and they just don't really know what's happening. And that kind of happens when you're going through your Saturn return. I'm sure, you know, if you keep up with like astrological things, I'm sure you've heard about Saturn return. So it's a period from like that 27 to 30 age where life kind of shakes you up a bit. It makes you realize like what's not working. It makes you like, it almost like puts a mirror in front of you and makes you see like everything that's been going on, everything that you're doing, how you're living your life, what's not helping you, what's not serving you, what you have to change. It asks you if you have a sense of direction. You know, it like brings all these things up to the forefront of your mind that you would have normally dismissed. You know, a good example that I give about Saturn return is kind of like a kid that is still living as if they're like in college. Like, say this is like an older person, but they're still living in that frat boy, sorority girl vibe, and they're just like living life in a very careless energy. But then once they hit their Saturn return, the universe makes them realize like, hey, you're growing up. You can't be acting like a little immature teenager, a little immature college student. Like, you are hitting a milestone when it comes to your age, and other things in your life have to align to that. So it's like, it's a huge energy. It's very intense. And the more that your life is unaligned, and the more that your life is in disarray, or again immature, or the more that you don't have things figured out, whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the more your life is going to turn upside down during your Saturn return. And then if you feel like you are spiritual, you have healed a lot of things, like if you feel like you're on a better track in life, then your Saturn return won't be that hard on you. You know, maybe there's just like one or two things that you maybe have to work on. But I almost feel like, especially with this Knight of Wands energy here, it is coming through as like frat boy, sorority girl vibes. And it does feel like whether it's a Saturn return or not, it does feel like this person could have been living their life up until now in a very careless, immature kind of a way of just being impulsive, doing whatever they want to do, having no structure, not thinking about their consequences of their actions. And then something happened in their life that made them realize, oh shoot, like you need to get your stuff together, you know. So it does feel like, it almost feels like a wall. Like, it feels like they were just going, doing their own thing, and then suddenly the universe just put a wall in front of them, and it was just like a bam, like, stop. Like, you have to realize certain things, you have to like understand what's happening. So it definitely feels like they're going through a huge transformative energy, and the universe is like not letting them escape. Because again, in the past, they could have dismissed certain things, they could have avoided healing, they could have avoided a lot of things, and the universe is like, no, you can't do that right now. Like, you have to heal certain things, or you have to work on certain things in your life to better yourself in the long run. But with the Knight of Wands here, you know, this is coming through as like a very attractive young individual, you know, somebody who is still has a lot of growing up to do, somebody who, like I said, could be immature or impulsive. This could be a very attractive person. That's something I always think about all of the wand suits, like the court cards, I mean, is that these are just very attractive people. So maybe because this was a very attractive person, for a long time they just did whatever they wanted to do, and they just got away with it because that's just who they are, right? Like, this could be somebody that's very popular, very attractive. Yeah, they just kind of live on their high horse, if that makes sense, and they just kind of do whatever they want to do. And it's also possible that this person just didn't really have structure when it comes to like their long-term goals, or like they didn't really have structure when it comes to their career or their finances or just stability in general. Because it almost feels like with productivity here and Saturn, it's really making me feel like the universe is making them be a bit more productive when it comes to long-term goals, or find structure in their life. So it does feel like something flipped in their energy. Like, they were living their life a certain way and then flip, and then now they're almost like a completely different person mentally. I think this person could be very confused in their current energy as well with the moon. I think there's a lot of like mystery, there's a lot of illusions, there's a lot of confusion, especially if they're not spiritual as well. I think this person could really just be questioning a lot of what's happening here. Now, in general, that could definitely be just their personality. They could have always been very like extravagant and very you know, like just very, how do I want to describe this? Like definitely confident and outgoing, but also very extreme. You know, they could be just very extreme in their action, or yeah, like I don't know, like extreme is coming through very strongly, but definitely like they lacked discipline, and they kind of just did whatever they wanted to do whenever they wanted to do it. That's kind of like the type of energy that's coming through. But again, very confident, very attractive person. But I don't think they ever really thought about consequences too much. And I almost feel like for your energy, like for group 3 that's actually watching this, I feel like your energy is like you really cared about this person. You wanted maybe to be in a relationship with this person or have a friendship with this person, but maybe they like weren't reciprocating the way you wanted it to, or it's like you were in some kind of a connection with them, and then suddenly, you know, this whole energy shift is happening in their life right now, and I think maybe it's leaving you confused. I will say, like, for their current energy, they are going through an energetic shift. So it's not just that they're acting weird or they're acting different. I do think there is something going on internally, and maybe they can't fully rationalize it, or they can't fully like speak about it or even express what they're going through. So I do think like you're not going crazy. There is an energetic shift happening within them. So if they have been acting different towards you, I think this is why. They're definitely thinking about more long-term stuff now, and that's like what the universe is trying to do. I think they're, like I said, they're trying to have this person develop some kind of a routine or have some kind of structure in their life for the long term, especially with career and finances. So if they're saying like they're a little bit busier, or they're working on new projects or new things, or like, you know, like I definitely feel like this person has gotten busier ever since they kind of had a perspective shift, or it almost feels like their priorities changed in a way because of like this transformative energy here. And what's interesting is like this person with the moon here, like this person could have actually been a little scared about their subconscious, or they could have had a lot of trauma and unhealed wounds that they just never visited again, and they just like, you know, like some people, instead of healing something, they just kind of like put a band-aid on it and they just kind of build on top of that. It almost feels like there's something here in their like core foundation as a being that is flawed, and the universe is bringing that up to their attention now. And I think they could have like been through something pretty dramatic, pretty traumatic as well when they were younger, because it does feel like they were like hiding certain aspects of themselves to themselves, like not even to others, but like to themselves, to like dismiss trauma or dismiss certain things. But it literally feels like the tower moment for them. It feels like they were building on a faulty foundation, and then everything just falls apart when the universe is having them go through this transition. It's like forcing them to grow up, forcing them to wake up, forcing them to realize certain things. And I almost feel kind of bad for you, because I feel like you were just kind of thrown into the mess, or like you didn't know this person would go through something like this, and you didn't know that it would eventually affect you. But I feel like you were just, what is it, like thrown in the crosshairs, or you know that expression where you were not really like, this is not really your problem or something, but you were just kind of like involved in it, and now it's affecting you. It almost feels like that for you. But I want to give you clarity, so because I feel like you are confused, or you, like for this group specifically, I'm feeling like you are seeking answers. You want to know something, you want to know the truth, you want to know why they changed, or why their energy is different, or like what's going on. So I want to give you all of the answers. So let's go ahead and get into it for Oh yeah, if this doesn't sound like your person, now you can decide if you want to stay for the rest of the reading or if you want to choose a different group. So let's look at the nature of their thoughts towards you. So for this person, what is the nature of their thoughts towards group 3? What is the nature of their thoughts towards group 3? What is the nature of their thoughts towards group 3? Oh my god. Wait, is this the Knight of Wands again? The only thing that's confusing about this deck is they don't have like the exact names on there. So this is a knight, so, and that's a knight as well. But since there's like a bear on it, it's making me think maybe this is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so there is another knight that is coming up. So let me clarify this card for what is the nature of their thoughts towards group 3. Let's clarify. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the book to see what these are. This is the Page of Swords for sure, but hold on a second. Okay, so it makes a lot more sense now that I know what the cards are. This is actually the Knight of Cups, so that's really sweet. And this is the Four of Wands, which makes this a really sweet combination here. So the nature of their thoughts towards you, it's definitely emotional. This person definitely has feelings for you. Even if they're not able to express it right now, because I almost feel like they're not really able to like tell you exactly what they're going through. And again, I think it's affecting the way you are viewing this connection or the way you are viewing them. But I mean, with the Knight of Cups, I mean, they have genuine feelings for you, and they really care about you, and they really care about this connection with you. And then with the Four of Wands, you know, this talks about a harmonious relationship, a very happy relationship. It could talk about a happy home life. So with this together, it feels like the nature of their thoughts towards you right now, it's very sweet. It's very emotional driven. It's emotionally driven, and they're thinking about like a relationship with you. They're thinking about a commitment with you. They're thinking about like wanting to build something with you. So this is very nice and very sweet. So we will definitely dive into this a little bit more to see like, so exactly what's going on, because we can see that they're going through something, but even though they're going through something, they really do still care about you, and they genuinely want to have a connection with you or continue the connection with you. With the Page of Swords, I really feel like, especially with the way this is covering this person's mouth, it really feels like they're having a hard time communicating with you about what's going on. Again, I don't know if they themselves are not able to rationalize what's going on in their life, or this shift or the spiritual stuff happening. You know, they just maybe just have no idea how to talk about it. But I do feel like they still feel a lot of genuine emotions towards you, and very happy emotions, happy feelings, happy thoughts towards you right now, but they don't know how to like communicate that with you. So that's what's like holding them back, or that's what's keeping them stuck. Okay, so then let's go ahead and see what are they currently showing you? What are they currently showing you? What is this person currently showing group 3 on the outside? Oh, the Lovers and the King of Wands. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so then let me see what they're really going through on the inside. What is this person really going through on the inside? That's what they're showing. So then what are they really going through on the inside? Oh my god, the Death card. That's exactly what I'm saying. Look at that. So it's possible you're still in a relationship with this person, or you're still in this connection with this person, but it's like you are just wondering, why are they acting different? What is really going on with them? And they're literally going through a death, an internal, emotional, spiritual, mental death, because something changed, you know, that energetic shift that we've been talking about, like it's happening with the Death card here, but they're unable to like express that to you, and they don't know how to tell you. They don't know if you would like, how you would react to it. They don't know if you would like be there for them. I think this person, they genuinely love you. I mean, we have the Lovers, you know, so So I wonder why they think you wouldn't understand. That's so interesting to me, because I feel like they're actually pushing your energy away, or like pushing you away by not fully being transparent with what's going on with them internally, even though they love you so much. Like, that's why this is so confusing. And maybe that's why it's confusing for you, because you're like, well, they're still treating me really well, or they're still treating me with love and kindness and affection, but it's like I can sense, like, energetically and spiritually, like something is off with them, but they're not sharing it with me. And then, you being human, I'm sure you're going to think of a million scenarios on what could possibly be happening, and questioning if they're being genuine or not. I feel like they could avoid all of this if they would just like talk to you about this transformative energy that they're going through. So yeah, on the outside, I would say they're still maybe acting the same with the Lovers here. Maybe they haven't really changed much when it comes to their affection or how they are pursuing you. So all of that does seem very good, and very, like, they're making effort towards you, towards this connection. Maybe this hasn't changed too much, but it's like energetically, this shift is what's causing you to question them, because they're unable to speak to you. Yeah, I mean, with the Knight of Cups, we have the Four of Wands, which literally talks about marriage and like happily ever after. The Lovers, which is also about like happily ever after. The King of Wands, which is really indicating to me, and the Horse is running towards the Lover, so it's making me think like there's so much passion and love here. But then we have the Death card of, they're really going through it. I mean, they're going through the ringer right now. I'm actually, like, it makes a lot of sense that you would think something's off, because they're going through like the biggest transformation a person could possibly go through. Let's see. So okay, so now let's see, why do they feel this way towards you? Or let me ask, why are they unable to communicate with you? Why are they unable to communicate what's going on with group 3? We have the Six of Wands. Oh, it could be like an ego thing. It could be like yeah, maybe it's an ego thing. Maybe they are, maybe it's like you would think they're too soft or something, or like, I don't know specifically, but it feels like with the Six of Wands here, with all that Leo energy, it just feels like they don't want their reputation to be ruined, or they don't want you to like think they're soft or like look down on them, and it's their ego that's protecting them, and their ego is telling them, oh, like, they won't know, they will, like, don't tell them, like, they won't know, you're fine, I don't want them to know. Like, that's like their ego speaking. So they don't I don't know, it's something to do with their ego on why they're not communicating the death to you. Maybe, for an example, maybe they are a masculine person, and if they were to show emotions or show vulnerability, that takes away from their masculinity, and to them, they would rather like hide it and suppress it, instead of like, which is what they have been doing possibly for their whole life, because we talked about that earlier, but they would rather like suppress and hide things in that way, so it doesn't take away from their masculinity. And maybe it's not even about you, this is just them thing. Like, it's not even about that you would think that they are less masculine. It's that they themselves believe that if they show vulnerability, that they are less masculine. That is so interesting. Okay, so now let's see, how do you feel? How does group 3 feel about this connection and this person? How does group 3 feel about this connection and this person? Oh my god, you freaking love them. This is the 10 of Cups. You just want them for who they are, and that's the thing. You love them so much. Like, you would be there to support them, to help them, to be there for them when they're vulnerable, when they're emotional, when they're going through a spiritual death here. Like, you would be them, and you would give them all the comfort and love and kindness, and you would wrap your arms around them and tell them everything's gonna be okay, and that you're here for them, and you would take care of them. And I love that. Like, you're so sweet. Your energy is just so sweet and so cute, and you're just like, you just love them so much. So that's why this is confusing, because to you, you're like, I know they love me, I know they care about me, they're like, I know that. But energetically something has shifted and they're not speaking about it. And to you, like, you're like, I would be there. I would never think any less of them. Like, I would be there to help them heal, to help them grow no matter what. So I can see why you are confused and or sad and heartbroken, because you feel like, you know, maybe you feel like they don't want you to be a part of this, or they don't want you to be there for them. Like, you know, when it's you, and your mind will make you think a lot of things. So I can definitely see, when you love them so much, why it would affect you if they are not, you know, showing you like what's really going on and talking to you about these things and all of that. I could definitely see how that could be a conflict in relationships. I've definitely seen that before in I used to do personal readings, and that was something that used to come up a lot, is just relationship dynamics and what you expect from your partner versus what they're giving you or what they are comfortable with. And like, that does clash over the long term, because you could be a very open and emotional and vulnerable and loving person, but like, if your partner doesn't reciprocate that or doesn't allow you into those aspects of their life, it does bring up conflict. You know, I mean, if you're not equal on that, even if it feels like a little thing, in the long run, you're gonna have moments where they're unable to be vulnerable with you, or unable to be emotionally open with you, and that creates conflict. So yeah, I feel like that's exactly what's happening here. So let's see, when do they think about you? When do they think about you, or what reminds them of you? So this could definitely be somebody you're still in a relationship with, or maybe there's just some distance in the relationship and you're upset about it. We have Justice here for what reminds them of you, which is interesting. And it's balancing a heart and the feather, and the feather is making me think of their mind. Oh, how interesting. Let's clarify the Justice here for when do they think of you, and or what reminds them of you. Ten of Swords. Okay, there could definitely be separation for some of you, or like there's a distance, like I was just saying, because the Ten of Swords, I mean, this is pretty much like the end for something here. So something has ended. This person, they really are overthinking when it comes to like being open and vulnerable with you and like sharing with you. And I think that is when they are thinking about you a lot, because they're like, okay, do I tell them? Do I not? Do I tell them? Do I not? Like, they keep going back and forth about it. But I think this is like this has nothing to do with you. Group 3, I want you to understand, this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them, with their personality, with who they are, with how they, you know, like, you know what I mean? I think there's definitely something that happened when this person was very young or during their childhood that caused them to suppress emotionally. And because of that, they've never been emotionally open with anybody, and they have a hard time being emotionally vulnerable. And they're probably not very emotionally intelligent. So I can see that's where the clash is happening. Like, you seem very emotionally intelligent, very, you know, you're very on par with that aspect in this relationship, but it feels like they are lacking in emotional intelligence, and that's where you're butting heads. Because even here, it really feels like they're heavily overthinking, and they themselves, it's like they're not capable of being emotionally open. And I think that's what's causing them even more issues than what's already going on in their life, because they are trying to figure out, oh my God, like, I've been suppressing emotions my whole life. You know, and I think because of the fact that there's a connection with you and they feel so strongly towards you, this is even adding to everything they're realizing about their own emotional stability. I hope that makes sense. What were we talking about? When do they think of you? I think they're really overthinking right now about you, but about their lack of emotional stability. I think like that really ties into when they're thinking about you right now. Wow. Okay then. So what is a potential outcome? Let's get some potential outcomes here. What is the potential outcome for group 3? What is the potential outcome for group 3? Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune is a card that is very much faded. So I think the universe right now does not want to tell you what's happening. And I think for them, for the universe right now, they feel like they are working in this person's life right now. So it almost feels like if they were to reveal to you a potential outcome, then maybe it would somehow mess up this person's journey, or it would interfere with what's going on with them spiritually and emotionally. So yeah, I mean, that's frustrating, right? Because it's like you want to know what could potentially happen, but the universe it's almost like they don't want you to interfere with this person's death that they're going through. So this scenario could work if you are currently in a relationship with them, if you're currently broken up or in a separation. So this could work out either way, but this is why there is this like tension in the relationship right now. So oh, you know what? I didn't even notice the imagery on this card. She's cutting the thread. This is like the invisible string, and she's cutting it. This is like the invisible string that's tying the two of you together, and this person is cutting it. It almost feels like the universe is cutting it. And that's why they don't want you to interfere with what's happening, because everyone has their own healing, and this person is currently going through a massive transformation, and the universe doesn't want anyone to interfere with it. So I think for the time being, the separation could possibly continue, or there would be like an actual breakup at some point in time. It almost feels like the wrong time for this connection to grow into anything more. And it does feel like the universe is like kind of taking you guys apart. Wow. Okay, so to end off, I want to see, is there anything this person wants to say to you? Is there anything this person wants to say to group 3? Is there anything they want to say to you, say to group 3? Oh, be patient. Okay. Yeah, because they are going through a lot. And it almost feels like wrong timing. Wrong person, wrong time. Or I mean, sorry, right person, wrong time. Anything else this person wants to say to group 3? Cards are taking a while. Maybe there's not much they want to say. We already established they have a hard time communicating. Perhaps. Okay. Maybe we should stop here. I'll get one more. This doesn't feel right. Yeah, it's like, it just feels like both of your energies are really clashing, and it almost feels like just incompatibilities, but it also feels like they're just going through a lot, you know, and the universe is really saying like they deserve the time and space to heal and to work on themselves so they can better themselves as a person. And I think that's why the universe is cutting that thread between the two of you and is distancing you. That way you can do your own thing for some time and they can do their own thing for some time. But okay, group number 3, thank you so much for letting me give you this reading. This one was definitely so far the more intense one, so thank you for allowing me to give you these messages. I have a Patreon, and it'll be linked in the description below. All of the extended readings that I have for like these big YouTube readings, those extended go on Patreon, and there are exclusive readings on Patreon where the viewers over there get to suggest the monthly readings, so it's personalized, and there's just a lot going on over there, so definitely check that out. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Hey guys, if you chose this Queen of Wands with the Cat Tarot and this Amethyst chunk, this is your group. Hello, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to set your crystal right there. I kind of like setting it like that. Okay, so let's talk about our reading today. So here is the full breakdown. This is all about their honest / unfiltered thoughts about you. We're going to start off with an energy check to see who is the person that is coming through today for this reading. And the energy check is also your way of knowing if this is your group, because if this doesn't really sound like somebody that you know or somebody that you would be interested in, then definitely check out a different group. And then we're going to see what are the nature of their thoughts towards you. So for example, are they more emotional or are they physical, etc. We'll go ahead and see what do they show you versus what they really feel. We'll go ahead and see why do they feel this way. And then I also want to see how do you feel about this person. That way I can also just gauge the reading a little bit better. We'll go ahead and see when do they think of you and or what reminds them of you. We'll see is there anything that they want to say to you, and we'll also get potential outcomes. So there's a lot to talk about today. So let's get right into it. For one thing, I do want to say I notice how in this deck the Queen of Wands is this cat, and this cat is sleeping and she looks very peaceful. It almost made me think that you are unaware of the way this person feels about you. So for some of you watching this, like, you might not even know that this person has feelings for you until we are like getting into this reading, because you could be watching this with like nobody in mind, or yeah, it almost feels like you're like unaware, or you're gonna be surprised, or you don't really have anyone in mind, or it's almost something like that. So that's coming through pretty strongly. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This is our energy check. So this is how we're going to know if this is your reading or not. But this is the person that is coming through for group 4's reading. And they actually got 2 cards at the same time from this deck. So I kept both of them. We have the new moon. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune with the number 10. And we have the 5 of Cups. So the keyword says regret, failure, disappointment, pessimism, loss, and grief. This one says good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, changes, inevitable fate, ups and downs, and unpredictable. We have the dragonfly and pansy with balance. And then we have the magician with the number 1. Okay. Trying to make sure they all fit. This, I want to start off with this this Wheel of Fortune and this 5 of Cups. It feels like there could have been a lot of unpredictable things that have happened in this person's life that they've had to grow and overcome. So feels like there were many obstacles in their lifetime, maybe during their childhood, maybe as they were growing up, but it really feels like they didn't have the easiest life. They didn't have the best life growing up, and it was definitely out of their control. It was like external circumstances, things that they just could not control, or maybe just the cards that they were dealt for their childhood or during their life, or their family or their parents or something. But it really does feel like they have overcome a lot. And this person has known sadness. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but they have known heartbreak. They've known sadness. They have been through a lot. Like, this is not your average Joe that's not been through anything at all. They've been through a lot. So I think that this person is very emotionally intelligent, and their emotions run deep. They have a lot of layers to them because of everything that's happened in this person's life. But I love that the magician is here, because, and even with the Wheel of Fortune, because even though, you know, there could have been a lot of unfortunate events that happened in this person's life, they're still optimistic and they're still, you know, really looking forward to the future. There was a group, I think, in your next serious relationship video that had a very similar message as what I'm talking about today. Yeah, so it feels like no matter what they've been through, they're still optimistic and they're still very excited about life. They are a very humble person, and they still live life to their fullest, and they're very excited about every new day that happens. And I love this magician. It's so cute with this little raccoon. And they you know, they really view life in a very happy, tender, loving, genuine way. And I feel like nobody could ever take that away from them. And they also just have a certain appreciation for life because of everything they've been through. And I think because of that, they have that appreciation. And then because of the appreciation, they live their life a certain way, and nobody can take that away from them. This is somebody who's very sure of who they are. And yeah, it's like nobody can, it's like their willpower, their strength, their personal power, nobody can take that away from them. This person definitely creates their own opportunities, and they use all the tools that are in front of them. And maybe like when they were younger or going through certain situations in life, maybe they had to use the tools that were right in front of them because they had nothing else. So they're very resourceful in that way. To this day, I think this person will always make use of the things that they have around them. And this is also somebody who will just, they won't give up. You know, if they want something, if they have a goal in mind, they will do everything they can in their power to get to that end goal. And I also think this is a very lighthearted person. You know, they don't take things too seriously. And I think, again, everything ties back to something that could have happened in their life, because they've realized, if they do take all the little things seriously and they take everything too seriously, like they could get sucked into that energy and like never come out of that, you know, never come out of the depression that could come from that, or the anxiety or the overwhelming energy. So then ever since then, they've learned to be very lighthearted and not take things too seriously in life. And I think that has helped them out a lot, because I do think this person can be very emotional. So if they were to get sucked into their emotions, I feel like they would have a tough time coming out of it. It's almost like they stop it before it could get to that point. I love balance. Again, I feel like they're a perfect balance of their head and their heart, spirituality and practicality. There could be Pisces energy for this person, definitely water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces coming through strongly. I think with the Magician here, they always have new ideas, or they always have new projects. They're multifaceted. They're very much like a jack of all trades kind of an energy. And I'm also feeling like they can't really sit still. Like they always have to be doing something. And it's not because they are trying to like preoccupy themselves or keep themselves, you know, it's not coming from a bad place. I think they genuinely have so many interests and so many hobbies that they love to just be doing a lot of things, and I think that's just a part of their personality. I also think they're extremely kind, and again, I think it's because everything that they have been through in life has made them very kind, a very kind soul towards others, and they treat people how they want to be treated. They don't see differences in people. They treat everybody the same, and they would never do you dirty. Like they're so kind, they're so loving and genuine. They would give you the shirt off their back if they needed to, and it's coming through as like, because they have known struggle, because they've known heartbreak, and they've known unfortunate situations in life, that they don't want anyone else to go through that. So they will like really be there if they need to be there for somebody else to help them out in any way that they can. It's so sweet. And I think they like always look at the bright side of things, because even if they have unfortunate events happen to them, they still feel like there is a purpose of them being here on earth, that with the Wheel of Fortune here, you know, there is something to their destiny. They have a greater purpose, and they definitely live in that mindset every single day. But yeah, it definitely feels like something could have happened to them when they were very little, or it's like just like a life altering event. Maybe something they even live with to this day. It could be like a physical thing, it could be like mental, emotional thing. But I love that the new moon is here, because it's showing us that even though this person has gone through a lot, and even that this is a one, I love that, because it shows that they're not really bringing like emotional baggage from the past into their present energy. They're not like carrying all these things. I think this person has like acknowledged what has happened, has healed from their past, and is very excited about their next chapter or just moving on in life. I love that we have so many ones, because it's indicating to us that like, yes, like they are a clean slate. They're not bringing the past into their future. They're not harboring things. They're not suppressing emotions. Like, they have healed, they have tied it up, put a bow on it, and they have sent it away. And I also think, like, when you meet this person, or if you've already met them, like, you would have never guessed that they have such a crazy story to share, because you just see the happy-go-lucky fun side of them, their vibrant soul, their kindness, all of their talents. Like, you see them a certain way because that's who they are. But then I think they're very selective with who they share their past with. And if they do share that with you, you would be like, oh my God, I would have never known, you know? Yeah, they're very good at, like, healing, working through it, and, like, leaving it and not bringing the past into the present. So yeah, that's everything I see so far, and I love it. Okay, I don't really think I see much more. I think you would have very deep conversations with this person. With Mercury coming up here, it really feels like communication would be very, very good between the two of you. You would have a very strong intellectual connection, but you also talk about very deep things, because this is not a surface level person. And I think, like, once you unravel all of those things, like, they will enjoy having deep, meaningful conversations with you. This is a very philosophical person as well, especially, again, because of their own past, that they do question, you know, they have a lot of philosophical mindsets and questions. And I think you could have, like, good debates and good conversations with this person about, like, much broader things that you wouldn't talk to the average person with, you know? So yeah, Scorpio, water signs, the fixed signs, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo energy. And then this is Mercury energy here with the Magician. They could have been born during a new moon, or one of these signs that I mentioned could be in their moon. Okay, so now let's get into the questions. So let's look at the nature of their thoughts towards you for group 4. What is the nature of their thoughts towards group 4? What is the nature of their thoughts towards group 4 here? The 8 and it's a fish. I have to go get the booklet because because it just says 8 and then I forget, is this the 8 of Cups? What? Okay, let me just clarify really quick for what is the nature of their thoughts towards group 4. We have the Page of Wands. Okay, let me go and get the booklet and I will be right back. Okay, so this is actually the 8 of Pentacles. So that's actually really sweet. We have the 8 of Pentacles and then we have the Page of Wands for the nature of their thoughts towards you right now. And they are definitely, like, working towards building something with you. Because with the 8 of Cups, you know, this is all about stability. And you have worked pretty hard to get to that level of stability. So it feels like if this is somebody you're in a current relationship with, or somebody that you're getting to know, or even if you don't know them that well and you're not in a connection with them, I think that the nature of their thoughts towards you is like building some kind of a stable foundation with you, or building a healthy, genuine, and stable relationship with you. Like, they don't view you as a fling. They don't view you as a one-night stand or just a hookup or just a casual relationship. Like, they view you as, like, the person that I want to build a life with, have a home with, potentially even get married and have kids with. Like, all of their thoughts revolve around long-term commitments and long-term goals and long-term stability when it comes to group 4. And then for the Page of Wands, this is very cute because the Page of Wands is a very fun energy. It's a very, like, it's lighthearted, it's fun, it's adventurous, it's exciting. And I think part of their thoughts with their current thoughts about you is that they enjoy spending time with you because they have a lot of fun with you. I think you guys have a lot of, like, mutual hobbies or things that you like to do for fun. So I think for them right now, they feel like they see a lot of potential with you long term and they want that. And then they also feel like you guys have a really good connection with each other and you guys have a lot of fun together as well. So that's like kind of their current thoughts towards you. So let's go ahead and see, what do they currently show you for group 4? What does this person currently show group 4 on the outside? What does this person currently show group 4 on the outside? The Tower. Okay, so let me see how they truly feel on the inside. So then how does this person truly feel on the inside towards group 4? Oh, the Two of Cups. Oh yeah, they love you. They absolutely feel like you are their soulmate. They feel like they could have a really good relationship with you. It's possible something could have happened. Maybe if you guys were in a relationship together, it's possible something happened to the relationship itself, because the Tower is like something was falling apart. You know, something happened. It was destructive. So it could have been that the connection itself kind of fell apart between the two of you, or it could also be that like they could be going through something in their own life right now as well. And that's what you are seeing on the outside as the Tower. Like something is falling apart in their own life and it has nothing to do with the connection at all. So take that however it resonates. Those are the two scenarios. It could be the connection itself was kind of falling apart, or their own life, something is falling apart, and you can see that on the outside. And on the inside, we see the Two of Cups. This is like soulmate energy. This is them knowing that they love you and they want to have that long-term relationship with you, and they value you as a person, as a partner, and they really feel like you guys are very compatible long-term, and they feel like you're their soulmate with the Two of Cups. Like it's that simple. They feel like you are really meant to be together. So yeah, something is definitely happening either in their own life that you can see, or maybe in the connection between the two of you for some of you. And I would say that if they are acting kind of distant, if something is happening in their life, that they still love you and they still care about you. That hasn't changed. So why do they feel this way towards you? Let's see. Why does this person feel this way towards group 4? Why do they feel this way towards group 4? Whoa! We have the Four of Pentacles, I think. And the Ace of Pentacles. Aw. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. They see you as their home. That's coming through very strongly. Like they see you as the one they want to grow with. They want to grow this connection with you. They want to be in a committed relationship with you. Like they see you as like the end all be all, even if they're not fully expressing it to you, because maybe they don't want to scare you away, you know. Even if stuff's happening in their life or whatever it is, I really think that they really want to take control of the situation. We have Emperor at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, Hermit in the reverse, Emperor bottom of the deck. They want to like come out of their shell. They want to express to you just how much they care about you, how much they like you, how much they admire you and look up to you. Like there's all these good, bubbly, happy feelings that are coming through to me, and it's like they really want to reveal that. They want to like be straightforward with you, be honest with you, and tell you exactly how they feel. And they want to take charge of the situation. They want to take charge of the connection with you. Like they really want to like be action oriented when it comes to this towards you and pursuing you. They are pursuing you with intent, or they will if they have not yet. So I think that you can absolutely believe them with whatever they're saying when it comes to this connection. Even if something else is going on in their life with that Tower, I think that their emotions and their love for you is genuine, and that's not changing. And yeah, with the Four of Pentacles, they don't want to let you go. They just feel like you are home, you know. They feel so warm and cozy and comfortable with you. They feel like you are the one. They don't want to let you go. They want commitment with you, and they want to take charge. They could also feel with this combination here, Hermit in the reverse and the Emperor, they could also feel that if they don't act up soon, or if they don't like pursue you soon, that somebody else is going to come and take you, or like you might not be interested in them, or it almost feels to them there's like a time, like the time is ticking. It feels kind of like they're a little nervous because they feel like if they don't act soon enough, they're going to lose their opportunity. But I do think something is happening in their life, whether you know it or you don't. And maybe that has something to do with them feeling that the time is ticking. I don't know. That's going to be more specific per person, but they do feel like they have to act up soon, which is interesting. Okay, so then let's see, how do you feel about them so I can gauge this a little bit better? How does group 4 feel about this person? How does group 4 feel about this person? Oh, it's a really cute image. So we have the 5 of Pentacles. I want to clarify. And the 2 of Wands. Nine of Cups, bottom of the deck. I think since this is a general reading, I'm getting like 50-50 messages. So I think for some of you, you do, I think at the very least, you care about this person. You do. You feel like they're a good person, they're genuine, you know, you like all their qualities and traits. But with the 5 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands, you could feel like something is lacking in the connection, or maybe with them, or you just feel like you're not 100% in it. And again, it is a general reading, so like that could be 50-50. Some of you could be really in it, but from what I'm seeing, you know, with the 5 of Pentacles, it really talks about a lack. It talks about you want more than what you have been given, or what you are receiving, you want more than that. And the 2 of Wands talks about, it could talk about options, talking about like seeing what else is out there. It could also talk about planning. So if I'm viewing this in a sense of like, maybe you want to be with this person, then I could also see this with the 2 of Wands talking about planning something. I could see this as like you want to make it work for some of you, like you're planning, even though there is a lack, there could be a financial lack between the 2 of you, there could be some obstacle with that Tower here between the 2 of you, but you still want to make it work with them. Because there's definitely that spark. It just feels like something is missing, or something is like maybe financially something's not right here, or it just feels like something is missing. So then for some of you, you could either feel like you're not going to get that with them and you might decide to go see what else is out there in the world, or you could feel like, okay, let's create a plan together because I do care about you and I do like you, and even though something is missing here, we can make this work. Because there is that spark here. I love that the 2 of Wands is here because it's exciting, there's a spark, there is passion. And this is just like the cutest 5 of Pentacles I've ever seen. Like that is what makes me think like even if something is missing, there is a lack, you still love them or you still care about them. Like it's so sweet. It feels like, oh, it's okay, like we'll make it work. Even if something's missing, we'll make it work. So just take that however that may resonate, since it is a general reading. Okay, what else? So when do they think of you, and or what reminds them of you? So when do they think of you? I think this is the 3 of Pentacles. Lots of Pentacles coming out. Okay. What reminds them of you? What reminds them of you? I will have to see what this card is. Okay. I think that is the 5. Okay, yeah, that is the 3 of Pentacles, and wait, that's the number 6. So yeah, 6 of Swords. So first of all, they think about you when they're busy, which is funny because like the 3 of Pentacles talking about working. They could think about you during their work day, when they're at work, when they're like having to do like work activities. It came to me as like they think about you then, because they would rather be hanging out with you, or they'd rather go do something fun with you instead of being at work. That's kind of how that was coming through. So they think about you a lot when they're just like doing something they don't want to be doing, because they'd rather be hanging out with you, which is very sweet. And then with this being the Six of Swords, they also think about you whenever like they're learning something new or they're doing something new, because they feel like you would enjoy learning or doing that thing with them. So every time they think about you, it's literally because they feel like they could be having more fun with you, or that you would be very interested in something that they're doing or somewhere that they're going. It's very sweet. It's like they always think about you and remember you when they feel like you would enjoy that as well, which is really sweet. And it also feels like they know you really well if they know all of that. So then now let's see, what is a potential outcome here for group 4? What is a potential outcome? Oh, that one flipped. Oh my god, they're so cute. This is the Five of, I think this is Five of Wands. Okay, so let me clarify this Five of Wands. Potential outcome. Can we clarify this Five of Wands? King of Cups. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think this energy is more of like, even though something is happening, even though something could be falling apart, or there's some hardships, or, you know, there's something going on in our connection right now, I still want to make it work. So I think your energy is like, yeah, like I still want to make it work with them because I care about them, even if something is happening right now. Because for the potential potential outcome, we have the Five of Wands and the King of Cups. Look at this chunky boy, he's so cute. But with the King of Cups here and the Five of Wands, like potential outcome is this person saying to you, like, no matter what happens, like, I'm gonna try to make our relationship work. No matter what hardships or conflicts that we face as a couple, like, I'm gonna be there for you and I'm gonna make our relationship work. And I think this is reciprocated, because I also see this as you telling them the same thing as the Queen of Cups, saying like, yeah, like no matter what conflicts or hardships or any curveballs that are being thrown our way, like we care about each other so much that we will make this connection last, and we will like work through every tower moment that we could possibly have. Oh, look at the world, bottom of the deck. Love it. Very cute. Okay, so now I want to see if there's anything they want to say to you. I want to use this different deck here. So it says, I'm so excited for our future. Yeah, that is definitely what this person is feeling. Oh, I am yours. Very cute. And even a little heart there. It says, I trust you. There's two that came out together. This one says, the feeling is mutual. And this one says, how could you be so attractive? Okay, group number 4. Thank you guys so much for letting me give you this reading. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was accurate for you. I do have a Patreon, and it is linked in the description below. Basically, the Patreons can suggest the monthly readings over there. So every month there are 2 suggested readings by the viewers. So it's super personalized over there. And most of the extended readings that I have from a YouTube video will be uploaded onto Patreon. So you get access to the exclusive readings every month, plus the extendeds over there. So definitely go ahead and check that out if that is something you're interested in. The link, like I said, is in the description below. But take good care of yourself, you guys, wherever you are. Have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video. And please like and subscribe. Bye.